Let's see what's going to happen.
Feels good so far.
Welcome everybody here, especially those who are here for the first time. For the Tuesday meditation, some people think meditation is just passively watching. It could be. But what happens here is something different. Here, there is something unique, something unusual in a living room. There is this presence of holiness, this sacredness, this energy that reflects back to our essence, who we are in eternity. Sometimes we think our name might be Michael or Christopher or Dennis or Carlos, but that is not our names. We have a name that comes from the source, that is a vibration and an energy of pure God light that emanates a power in time and space, that creates an aspect of the divine in time and space, unique, individualized. When we stop and think, we get lost. When you stop and listen to the inner voice of the divine, that thread of contact of your essence, when you were created, before time and space, before there was even a universe, you can see the totality. And that is what meditation is. That is why we're here. That's what happens here. You get a glimpse of something about yourself, about who you are. The angels are here. The Divine Mother is here. Your teachers, your ministering spirits and guides are here. They have brought you here. They have led you to this place to see for yourself. And seeing is more than believing. When you see, you know. When you see with the eyes of spirit, of your soul, of your God flame within, you become a knower. And that is so powerful. When you know, you are unshakable in what the world might tell you. You are unshakable in the knowing of your God self, of the reality of the truth, of your origin. And that's a beautiful thing. So, in this meditation, you close your eyes. You look through the spiritual eye. There will be words coming to you. from yourself, from the Divine Mother, from before you existed in time and space. The pulse of God light that created you will be speaking to you in such a light and such a power and such a feeling that you've never experienced before, some of you. Remember this meditation. Be very clear and present during the whole thing. Do not fall asleep. You want to see this. You want to know this for yourself. You want to hear those words from the Father, from the Mother, from the Source.
They can ask what their original name is.
You can ask what your original name is.
Get it from the source.
Get it from the Source, from the Divine Mother herself.
And what the meaning is if it isn't clear.
And what the meaning is if it isn't clear. So please silently pray along with me, and I'll do this opening prayer and we'll start this meditation. As you sit in the totality of yourself, knowing that you were created in the image and likeness of the Source, without beginning, without end. You are that beautiful love light, walking in time and space. Divine Mother, we have come. We open this door between heaven and earth. We create this circle of fire for the holy ones, the fiery beings, the angels, the seraphim, and the cherubim to come into this room. We call to the light of the Holy of the Holies, the temple of the living God, to descend into this room. Let this fire, let this love, let this truth be seen, heard, and felt. Let all time stop. Take us to the beginning. Now, for a few moments, for a few minutes, in the language of your heart, go into that light. Go into yourself. Go in and ask. coming back. Just keep your eyes closed. We're just going to adjust a little bit. Now, if you ask yourself, who am I? And that echoes across the universe to all the saints, to all the angels, to the Divine Mother, to the living Christ, to Gautama Buddha, to Sanat Kumara, all the divine beings, say, you know who you are. You know. And if that is your starting place, if you can sense within yourself this light that you are, that is beyond time, that is inside you, is this answer, this superpower. This electricity of God's substance, you can start to emanate that fire, to emanate that power, to exude out of your very skin and your eyes and your mind this reality of this truth that you are. Take it. Own it. Pulse out of yourself the truth. It's right there. And then shine it. Shine it. You'll touch so many people. Those who are asleep will awaken. Those who are dead will rise. Those who are sick will be healed. Those who are lost will be found. You are that living fire of divinity, the spark that came before the Big Bang. Brighter than 10,000 suns. You can tap into that anytime you want. Right now. Right now. Choose. And when you're ready, open your eyes. You are on a cosmic trip. A road less traveled. Few want to venture there to see reality as it truly is. To go to the beginning. To go before. And that's what makes meditation so fun. Well, we are finding our bodies again, coming back into this place. There's been a lot happening here. My stepdaughter called me on Sunday, and she said that her husband, his father, tripped and fell and died. He lives a couple miles from here. And so there is a moment of reality. There is a moment where clarity is important as a foundation. And I was able to say something meaningful to her, to reconnect her to her source. Because my two grandsons are also here. They're upstairs. Well, they're not here right now, but they'll be coming in any minute. You'll meet them all. How do you explain that to a child? That their grandfather is... I'm known as the favorite grandpa. And there's three of us, three grandpas. Now there's only two. And so the impermanence, how impermanent this realm is, this physical place. We're only here for a short time, relatively. Our eternal place, we can only see when we stop the mind and connect with our higher senses, our soul qualities. And so to be able to offer something in a distressful moment to somebody is important. And I know we all have friends and family, and this has happened over and over again. But for us as light workers, we have to anchor that light within ourselves so that when someone that we know is in need or in distress, that we can be that point of light in their life. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I suspect he was probably a drinker, tripped on something, and, doesn't feel like it was his time. But because of a careless behavior, he set this up. So, Shakespeare wrote these plays that kind of jokingly reflected back to us how we can create problems for ourselves. And also, in that reflection, we see the way not to create a problem and to be part of a solution. And of course, Shakespeare was none other than Saint Germain. He wrote all those books in a way that is encrypted so that only those who see beyond can read the message. And in those books are many, many amazing codes about who he is, about the Rosicrucians, about the hidden society of light workers that existed during that time. Some of us were part of that. In many, many different cultures and countries, we held the truth for the masses. Because not everybody's ready to awaken. They're just having a good old time in time and space. Like a vacation from the eternal world or whatever, until they want to see the truth again, which is happening more and more. The other thing is about family. We are all connected to the ones that we love by an unbreakable golden thread. Unbreakable by time and space, by any event. And this golden thread brings us together lifetime after lifetime. And we all know examples of this beautiful power of love. And when you choose to love something, you're bringing in a creative power that will live and expand and grow and morph and adapt to any situation for the highest good. And it's just choosing the love. That's it. Saint Germain wrote in his book, the secret to alchemy is when you love, it creates. It's a power that's like beyond time and space. It's just like this super thing. Only we can do that. We can love the universe higher. We can love ourselves into a better situation. We can connect our families together. All sorts of things. The secret to alchemy, to any alchemy, is love. And you can see the masters all knew that. Jesus did it. He brought the teaching of love. The Venusians do it. That's the planet of love. The angels do it because they're emanations of love. You think about the vastness of that whole thing, and we can do that. Some people can say, there is no love. But we know you can't weigh it, you can't measure it. Scientists can't put it in a bottle, but it exists. We all know it. But just because you can't weigh it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's a reality. We all have experienced it. And that love is God, the creative substance that holds the whole universe together. Work with it. Play with it. You can love a doll, and that doll will come to life in an etheric way. That doll will emanate love back to you. When you love a dog or a cat, that animal will be forever changed because God within you is accelerating that little being's existence into another level. It will become an angel. It will become an angel deva or ministering spirit or something beautiful. It will flower into another part of divinity because you charged it with this energy. You allowed God through you to bring this thing, fill this thing with a new energy of yourself that you've added to it, that no one else can do that. So families are connected by this unbreakable thread of golden love. It's an amazing thing. And I know, Bob, wherever you are right now, all those who love you beyond time and space are with you. And that you are surrounded in a place where only love exists and peace. And you are being pulled back into your origin, into your beginning, into all that you are in totality as you were created in the image and likeness. And the rest will fall away. With that, I will pass the microphone around if you have anything to share. I will pass the mic.
Well, thank you, Dennis, and thank you, everyone here, for just connecting so deeply to Spirit and everyone being such a vessel of what's flowing. You talked about the angels and the angelic presence, and Archangel Michael's so strong here tonight. We have the full moon on Thursday, the Aquarius full moon. We just passed through what is called the August 8th Lion Gate portal. So it's a very powerful time of openings. This Aquarius full moon is following 2 supermoons in a row, June and July, which really seeded the earth for this Aquarius full moon. And so Archangel Michael's so strong here tonight, really wanting us to update, right? Like download the latest angelic frequencies, like apps. We can get attached to old versions. So this presence of Michael was just really, you can feel it right now. It's, Archangel Michael, the images of Michael in armor with a sword and a shield These are from a darker time, from the Dark Ages, from the Middle Ages. And Michael then primarily, right, people were calling on Michael for physical protection, protect their body, protect their home, protect the crop, the food. A much lower vibrational time. This is ushering in, this Aquarian full moon is a step deeper into the dawning of the age of Aquarius. So Michael, I mean, just pouring through right now to have us all recognize and realize we are these star seeds. The generations that are on Earth right now are at this time of the dawning of the age of Aquarius. And Michael, Archangel Michael, the other angels, Michael's primary role now is to hold around you. Yes, it's protection, but it's a sacred space. It's a temple of light. It's a sacred space of love, so that your soul star, soul seed, is absolutely protected now, can shine without any reservation. And Michael asked, what would you do if you had no fear? Right? And that's Michael's job. His partnership with you is to hold all your fears for you, right? This angel of protection and sacred space, you surrender them all. And he just really amplifies your ability to let your star soul shine. And he was just really giving these images of all the souls coming to Earth during this time of the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Remember, it's the dawning, so there's a lot of darkness still. But all these soul stars are the bringers of the dawn during this dawning of the age of Aquarius. It's so powerful to repartner, realign, make a new partnership agreement with Michael, Michael, and the other angels, and let that field of protection, love, light come around you, because the times we're sailing into, you will really need a grounded, sacred space to be that bringer of the dawn. And remember, a bringer of the dawn is bringing love and light into darkness. So anyway, it's so, so strong. I so appreciate all of you forming such a circle of high vibration here, and just blessings to all.
So I encourage all of you, if you didn't already, to tune in to your soul name, the name that you were given by the divine source or the divine mother when you were birthed as a spirit. You were birthed as a soul. What do you think the reason for that is? Great answers. Okay, so it's to go back to the purity of your true divine self. You know, here we are going through all of these lifetimes, and all of you have had hundreds, if not thousands of them, all of us. And in each one, we learn more in the body, but we also collect body stuff that we didn't have to start with, right? We didn't have jealousy in the other realms. We didn't have possessiveness. We didn't have greed. We didn't have anger. We just had love. That's all we had. And our true divine essence. And so if you tune into what your name is and you call yourself that, you don't have to have it tattooed on your forehead. You don't have to have other people call you that. But if you call yourself that, you will be activating that pure divine essence within you over and over again every time you do that. Make sense? Carlos? Yes.
This is my first time here, so thank you. I'm Sam. Yeah, thank you. I just had a few questions just initially. You were talking about how we're heading into the dawn of the Aquarius. Could you elaborate? I don't really understand what you mean by that.
So there are these great ages that the Earth moves through and human evolution moves through. So the age of Aquarius started in about 1700, and this comes from both Western and Eastern traditions. The Greek mystics like Pythagoras, who invented the Pythagoras theorem, pi r squared, the circumference, right? Fibonacci number sequences. This, Dennis mentioned the Rosicrucians and the Freemasons, right? They understood these sacred geometries and sacred numbers. So everything moves in great cycles. So the Earth is moving through what's called the Procession of the Equinox, all 12 houses of the zodiac. It takes 24,000 years to make one, they call it a great year or yuga. So the Greeks called these ages that are about 2,000 years long the Iron Age or the Dark Age. And you can, in history you can see the fall of Greece. And you know that the Greek culture was at a higher vibration, higher level than the Roman culture. So that was moving through the Bronze into the Iron Age, the Dark Ages, the Middle Ages. The Renaissance happens exactly when the Greek mystics, the Hindu rishis or seers or prophets, exactly when they say it will happen according to this cycle. In the Upanishads, it says people will talk at great distances. When we get exactly to this point on the great year, like a clock, that's when Marconi and others invented the radio. People will see each other at great distances. A little bit farther along, television. People will communicate at great distances, telephone and the internet. So that why this is so valuable, it's kind of like if you go to a giant mega mall, where am I, right? So this is you are here. If you think of a clock with the golden age on top, the golden age or the Satya Yuga, truth Yuga, the Iron Age on the bottom, we're barely at about 7:30. We're a little bit into Dwapara or bronze. We're not even to silver. But all these technologies are coming. The souls are remembering. Your intuitive abilities grow as we ascend. And as you're saying, lifetime to lifetime, we're passing through this. So the importance of the dawning of the Age of Aquarius, right? At dawn in the morning, you see the sun, you see the source of light, but it's still dark enough to trip over things. Right? So that's kind of where we are right now. But, that coming in, then Michael is dawning of the age. You're bringing light. You're a bringer of the dawn. But have protection around you. Let the energy of the angels, they are like your partners. They're expressions of pure love with functions. And the angelic forms, like Archangel Michael or Archangel Gabriel, they are exactly the same in all religious traditions, all spiritual traditions throughout history. So here's this power for you to tap into, just as you were both saying, so that you can keep your starlight bright in the midst of darkness. It's also really important to remember dawn, bringer of the light. There'll be a lot of darkness around us, and nothing's wrong with that. That's why we're here. So that was a long answer to your question. Did that help?
Thank you. That was helpful. Does anyone else want to have more questions? I have a lot of questions, but I don't want to take up all the mic time. So if anyone else wants to go. Okay. You were mentioning, you're asking what your name is. What would an example of that be? Do you know what your name is? Have you found? Okay.
Oh, so it's on. All right. So I was given the information over 50 years ago that my soul name is Hearken. And hearken means to listen. So it's about listening within. It also means to have people listen to me. So I'm a spiritual teacher, and, it's good to have something to share. But it can be anything. And it can be, I know that lots of people get these names that don't sound English for all of us, or Hispanic or whatever. So then you have to ask, well, what does that mean? Because, not our souls were given names in English.
What happened 50 years ago? What was that like when you discovered that?
There's not a short answer for that. So I was born with my psychic ability not turned off. So my sixth sense was just as developed as my other senses. And so by the time I was 20, I was already meditating, I was already connecting with the divine, and I was already told that I was going to be in a position of power and authority in this lifetime. And at age 20, I had no idea what that meant, but it sounded scary to me. And that I had to promise to never do it from ego, never do it just from the money, and always do it with impeccable integrity. And so while I was getting all of these massive downloads, quite frankly, at that stage, I was also given, that was my soul name. And I was told that my primary purpose in this lifetime was to remind people or tell people that they are their divine essence and to awaken that within themselves. So all of that happened in my late teens, early 20s, and went from there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And great, you know, it's so wonderful. You're here and you're asking these questions. Do you know why that's so wonderful?
Why?
Because you are on a trajectory of spiritual growth yourself. You wouldn't be asking these questions if you weren't ready to completely blossom into awakening. Oh, I'm getting chicken skin, as we'd say in Hawaii, to awaken to who you truly are. So congratulations. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. Does anyone else want the mic? Okay, here you go.
So my name is Nazila, Prem Nazila, and I had a download of Yogini, so I don't know what I'm going to put that now. Maybe I'll add it to my name. Yeah.
And do you know what that means?
Yeah, actually, Yogananda came
Yogini.
to
Yogini.
right?
Yeah,
Yogananda came to me,
yeah.
and he's not really my guru or master, but still, I enjoy his presence. You know, I connect to him at times. Yeah. So
Perfect.
yeah, I mean, of course, I was on the path of yoga meditation for many years, so maybe that's part. But you know,
Absolutely.
yeah. And I really enjoyed the energy. It was very powerful presence of divine and very heart opening. Thank you for everyone who's here and holding space. Yes.
Every Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
Carlos?
You know, how I've been pondering about names is that names are sounds. Sounds are frequencies. When we were born, there was at macro level and a structuring or a movement from which at that moment there was a download of that frequency which was pre-engineering by the magnitude of the celestial beings circumambulating around an essence which we call the source. So every one of us is being born with that frequency, which is unique and is belong to only one to you. In the salad or the cocktail of human and planetary creation. Nevertheless, I've been studying with people, I don't call them masters because I think everybody of us is a master. We engineer ourselves until this point, and we are the only one who did it. So we are experts at that. We are gurus. But anyway, we were told in that groups of development to choose your name. And without any guidance or instructions to choose your name. But at the end, we realized that we were choosing our names because we were to create. That means discover something in ourselves, which because of culture, tradition, education, you name it, has been obscured by all that facts. Names of calendar, or the month we were born, or Papa Catholic, or Protestant, or whatever. But they say, this is not an attribute which your inner has been actually guiding us to resonate with. Anyway, this is in short, is what is our quest in this planetary life, is to find our own frequency. And what will happen if you find that frequency? You won't be the one you are now, for sure.
He already is the one he is now, for sure.
For sure, I won't be the way. But this is the frequency that we are looking for in silence. Because only in silence we can listen to that frequency. So we choose qualities. One is called the light, another one is patience, and the other one is gratitude, and many names which resonates with qualities, spiritual qualities. We might lack, or we might want to activate in ourselves, because we are receiving stations, as we all know. We download. And we are downloading all the time. But when we have a frequency like beauty, 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 and everybody's calling you beauty, beauty, or everybody's calling you light, light, light. It's a resonance which is thrown upon you to activate that essence, which we are. In fact, we are our light, we are our passion, we are gratitude, which I need a lot, but in any way. So this is the way I go about this subject of names. It's not a straight answer, but it's an answer which will put us in a ground or in a field to make us ponder about. Thank you.
More questions, Sam?
No questions? No, this is boring, right? Not too much. My lady.
I'll pass, thank you.
Okay. No, vení para acá, maja.
No, I brought a spokesman. It's Sam. He will ask for me.
Okay.
Pass the mic.
Very good. Go ahead, my friend. Go ahead.
I don't even know what to say. I guess what would on this like the finding the light and asking what your name is in the spiritual journey, what action or advice would you recommend or give me?
Meditation, 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 meditation. Or walking in the woods and just talking to the divine and asking, what is my soul name or my divine name, whatever you want to call it, and then listen. So, but putting yourself in a state where you're not going to be distracted and that it's just you and that you have the opportunity to hear what the information is that's coming back, because you'll always get an answer. The other thing you can do is program yourself to get the answer on what's called the causal plane. So we are all old souls, including you. And so in our slumber time, we don't go to the astral plane like new souls. We go to what's called the causal plane. And it's called the causal plane by Yogananda because that's where we cause things to happen from. So right before you go to sleep, when you're in that half awake, half asleep state, if you say to yourself, tonight on the causal plane, or you could also say my dream time, I'm going to get the information as to what my soul name is. It's going to be very clear. In our slumber time, we don't go to the astral plane like new souls. That must have been important to hear again. So tonight on the causal plane, or in my dream time, I'm going to get the information as to what my soul name is. It's going to be very clear, it's going to be very accurate, and I'm going to remember it when I wake up in the morning. And then instead of just leaping out of bed when you first wake up, take a moment, get centered, and tune in. Now, if you do that for at least 3 nights, it may take up to 3 nights for you to get the answer. So don't give up after 1 night. Just keep doing it.
I feel like a lot of times when attempting to meditate or meditating, I don't know, there's always like other thoughts or other distractions. So when you're meditating, like how do you work on?
Okay, 2 suggestions I have. One suggestion is imagining a clear crystal ball in the center of your head. It just clears out the riffraff. Just keep focusing on the clear crystal ball. 2 is if you focus on the back of your head, there's no thoughts in the back of your head. I don't know why, there just aren't. Okay. 3rd thing is you can imagine a black wall in front of your eyes, like you're staring with your eyes closed at a black wall. Try all 3 of those and see what one works best for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then you were talking about old souls versus new souls.
Yes.
Could you explain that, please?
Absolutely. And this brings me to something I was going to point out to people, so this gives me a really good chance to. So when I became a Divine Mother embodiment in 2008, something like that, I downloaded this whole information that we go through our lifetimes in the order of the chakra system. Chakras are energy balls in our body that govern various aspects of our life. There's 7 of them. So first we go through, and I have a book about this, is why I'm telling you, and Dennis asked me to bring a few of them, and all of the sales go to the temple. So if anybody buys them, give your money to Dennis, not to me. So this is all in the book. And all of you, by the way, are at least on a 6th or 7th chakra lifetime, all of you. So if you get the book, remember that, 6th or 7th chakra lifetime. So first we do our first chakra is our survival center. So we do our survival lifetimes, which are horrible. You know, you get eaten by a tiger really young. You know, it's just not fun at all, but you have to get that one out of the way. Then you go to the 2nd chakra, which are emotional and sexual issues, and we go through those lifetimes, and then we move to the 3rd chakra lifetimes, which are our will and our willpower. That's where we were slaves or we were slave owners. We tried both of those routes. Then we go to the 4th chakra lifetimes, where it's a love and affinity for ourself and others. Then we go through our 5th chakra lifetimes, which are communication with others, the divine, and ourselves. And then we go through the 6th chakra lifetimes, which is what some of you are on, which are psychic, creativity, healing ability, and perception of things. And then we do our crown chakra, or our spiritual chakra lifetimes, which are everything's about our spiritual path. That's you live, breathe, and commit your daily life to a spiritual path. So the younger souls are in what they're called the body chakras, which are the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd chakras. And then all of us are in the higher up ones.
Thank you.
So again, there's a few books there. They're $16 a piece. It's called Transform Your Life Now, The Spiritual Key to Excelling on All Levels. Has exercises in there, helps you figure out what level and what layer of what level you're on, what you can do next to move to your next highest level of consciousness. And it's gotten all 5 stars on Amazon, I'm very excited to say. And again, $16 to Dennis. Thank you.
Does anyone else want the mic?
Well, thank you, everyone. So I brought Sam today. He's my oldest daughter's boyfriend, first boyfriend ever.
She chose wisely.
I don't know how I'm impressed. Yeah, exactly. So when she just turned 18, he's 18 too, they're classmates, and they just graduated. He's going in a week, he's moving to Ohio. I keep saying Iowa and Idaho. To study physics. So I'm sure he'll come back explaining to us sacred geometry and all these secrets really one day, whenever that happens. So yeah, I wanted to just let you know a little bit about, I know almost as much as you know about him, but it's just an impressive kid, and it's just so exciting to see this is how 18-year-olds look like, males. I am speechless with this new program, like iPhone 14 kind of model. So it makes me so happy. I still think, and I can't wrap my head around it, but it's just nice that I took him to also this class for like this guy who's like a musician and teaches. He has a thesis on the gong effect. This amazing professor in like music and gongs and all the whole sound healing thing. And he also came to the introduction like 2 weeks ago or so, and he also like started asking questions. And then the next day, all the students, oh my God, where's Sam? We want him to. It's like, no, he just. So it's just beautiful to see these star seeds just sprouting and bringing, what we need. So thank you for coming. Thank you so much. It means so much for all of us. And it's amazing. The people we have here, Sam, you cannot imagine. Yeah, they look very, very humble, and that's how you're supposed to look like. We're in a living room, but it's like such an opportunity that this place is open every Tuesday. You just can walk in and you're not required anything other than just showing up. So that also I have to just acknowledge all these beautiful people that keep showing up for all of us. It's just amazing. So thank you. Anyone?
Well, Sam, I was 17 when this happened to me. And the reason why I said seeing is believing, because when you see it, I was 17, then you're in a place called knowing. And no matter if the Pope or the Dalai Lama or Jesus himself said, that's not right, you know when you see. Just like 1 + 1 is 2. And when you see, you are so grounded in what you know that it's unchangeable. It's not, you're in a place beyond faith. Some people say, just believe. I say, just know. And so how do you get to that place? What happened for me was I asked to see. I was watching a sunset, and I wanted to know. Some memory came, and I knew the words to say to open the door. So I tell everyone to go on, that haven't seen, to go on this vision quest, to ask, because Jesus said, knock and the door will open. Ask and you will receive. And that is like a very simple but profound step on the spiritual path to awakening. That's all you have to do. It's very simple. Every religion boils down to just that. You don't have to believe in something that makes no sense. You want to see the absolute truth. You want to know the absolute truth. And that's the beautiful thing about science, too, because we can see that the earth and all the many things about it, the water, the mountains, how it's formed, we understand some things. Same is true about our spiritual self, our spirit essence. But you have to go beyond the mind. You have to go beyond anything that's conceivable, because the Creator is bigger than the creation. And some things are so beyond our mind that you can only sense the vastness, the magnitude of it. You can only sense it, and there are no words for it. Go there. There is a place that science has not gone, because it's unmeasurable. It's only through this seeing, this going in to yourself, that it happens. It's a vision quest. Don't do drugs. Don't fall into any of those traps. Stay away from alcohol. There are people that will try to take you off your spiritual journey. You have to follow your heart. And that's the path of love. And they call that the road less traveled, because it's so easy to be pulled into these other things. And they always end in pain, because they're lost. And they hurt people. And hurt people hurt people. And you know what I'm talking about. You see your friends, you know people in school and stuff. You can tell that they're dealing with something and they're trying to drink it away, smoke it away. When you come back in a year or two, you'll have a different set of questions, because you've read some books. You've gone deeper into what you've gotten here. And this is recorded. You can go back and play it over on YouTube. Yeah, I was 17 when I had that direct experience through my teacher, Elizabeth Clare Prophet, and she tapped me on my spiritual eye. And there are some people that have this gift. They're living examples of the Divine Mother that have a special dispensation from the Creator to bring this remembrance to others. It's a fun journey. College is a lot of fun. There's so much enthusiasm, there's so much, people. You'll find people that are on the spiritual journey too. They want to see the absolute reality. They want to celebrate the beauty of, the Divine Mother and creation, and the yogis and the mystics. There are going to be some bodhisattvas, some souls that are already awake, maybe in your class. You'll know them by their love, their emanation, their energy. Like Carlos said, it's all frequency, it's all energy. And that's how we discern good from bad, love from hate, fear from the rest of the noise, the fear noise and the joy people, the people with the inner joy. Well, to close this, let's just close our eyes one more time to this world. And then as we look out our spiritual eye, we thank you, O Father, Mother God, Your living presence, your living reality shines forever and ever in the love that you've given all of us, and the love that we too share with each other. Thank you, Saint Germain. Remember that name, Sam. Thank you, O great teachers of love and light, for sharing your wisdom, for walking your walk against the mass consciousness, against all that would push you. You stood strong and held that light high for others to see. May we also be that light. Thank you, Jesus, for coming. Thank you, Divine Mother, for loving us so much. Good night, everyone. God bless you. I'll be broadcasting again tomorrow night. See you tomorrow.